Wait, M count. What is happening? Are you trying to shove M stuff into clones? You better not go to sleep and wake up with another haircut. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben and today I'll be reacting to The Bad Batch Season 3 Episode 1. It's so weird that we're finally now in the final season, and it's weird to me because I've been able to just watch it all in one go. I know you guys have only just been able to start this season. Like, just seeing how it ended in the last one, I'm still firmly in disbelief that Tech is dead. I don't think he's dead. It's going to take a lot for me to think that he's actually dead after that. But like, you guys would have had like, however long the gap was between season 2 and season 3 to, I guess, think about it more. And I'm just going into this after about a week after seeing the last episodes. So yeah, I'm not sure what to think of that at the minute. So just recapping in my head, you have Omega, who has now been captured on Tantis, which is the planet that Hemlock is on. So she's been captured. We have the other big bombshell at the end where the other scientist lady, she is actually a clone as well, an Omega's sister. So that's a whole another thing I'm hoping we get more info on here. And now we have Echo, who I think is kind of back with the batch, because now it's just Hunter and Wrecker, and Crosshair's still captured. It ended in such a bad place for everyone. So I'm hoping that, because it was really cool that they lost now, and that this season basically has to bring them back up and try and get them into a good spot for whatever the end goal is. Yeah, just think about where this season can go. I just have no idea. Season 1, it was ending Camino. It was ending the Clone Wars. Season 2, it was dealing with where the Batch were in their head. Like, are they still soldiers? Do they fight the Empire? Do they retire? And you kind of got an answer at the end, but now they're still back into the fray and fighting the Empire to free Omega. So is this going to them still fighting to be able to retire and sort of get out of the fight? Like, I'm still worried about Crosshair because he's still on this planet and still being experimented on. So I'm assuming that there's probably going to be another time jump, because that's what they did with the last season, and because I think it's kind of a nice thing to do considering the break that this show has been on since season 2 to 3. So I wouldn't mind if there is a time jump, just to see that, just because that almost adds to the stakes that they have been separated for a good amount of time. But yeah, I think I'm just so excited to see the season. I've heard such great things from you guys, so I cannot wait to see how this story ends and where things go, because this show's been so amazing so far, and I just can't imagine how they're going to finish it off. Yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in. It already seems like quite an ominous start, just the music going in. Like this tone. This should be a dark space. People apparently died at the end. Still don't believe it.
Do you copy?
Okay, back on Tantis.
On final approach, but visibility is limited. You're cleared for landing.
Something's happening with this planet. It started off so green the first time we saw it, and so bright and blue sky. It was beautiful. Now it's this. I haven't seen a blue sky since the whole Hemlock's introduction. Is something weird happening here? Is there a plan to do something with the weather? It's like Camino. Is Camino's storms artificial, or was that part of the planet? Is it what the Kaminoans do? Look alive, that's good.
The lurker hounds keep them at bay. Not this far out.
You're dead, you're dead. If there's creatures here. Okay, they're dead, they're goners. Faceless drones, they're gone, they're dead.
Why hasn't the shuttle arrived yet?
They're dead.
The vessel crashed in Sector 4. Should I send a recovery team?
What is killing them? What is on Tantis?
If they're past the perimeter, then they're as good as dead.
Okay, yeah, I gotta admit, smart. Okay, so they need a perimeter setup for whatever this creature is. That's fun, that's lovely. So even if Crosshair did manage to escape the base, he still wouldn't have gotten far from whatever's out there. Oh, that's annoying. You have a leaky tap? It's gonna be driving you nuts. Okay, how long has it been? Same haircut, new uniform though. At least you're not on a table like Crosshair. That's kind of a good thing, but you're in a prison cell. I mean, your only purpose here is to be threatened with violence, so now to say works.
How are you feeling today?
Like a prisoner. I want to leave.
How long's it been?
It'll take time to adjust, but you will acclimate. It is far safer in here than out there.
Not with the ship.
Come. We have much to do.
Okay, so acclimate, that is... So she's not just a bargaining chip, you're actually putting her to work or doing something with her? The music is so nice so far. It feels so somber and quite sad. Crosshair. Oh, he looks so defeated. Is he broken? He can't be broken, no way. He didn't even spot Omega? I need to know how long it's been. Is this like a daily interaction, or is this like the first time she's seen him since he was on the table? Oh, they're all just guinea pigs. They are just living test subjects, whatever Hemlock is after.
And now I
is
need to
forced
take a
help.
blood sample from you.
From me? Why?
What? Yeah, why? What?
Samples are used for various research projects. All of us serve a purpose here. It won't hurt.
Why can't you give a sample? You seem pretty similar in the sense that you're both weird in the whole clone situation.
You're a clone like me. How come I never saw you on Camino?
Yes, give us info.
I was sent elsewhere until Dr. Hemlock took me under his wing. He saw potential in me, like Nala Say sees in you.
But that isn't an answer. That's just giving us whatever. That's what we have assumed now. What were you doing during the war?
Nala Say is expecting these.
We're going to see Nala Say and Omega interaction. I need to know the time jump. Has it been a while, or is this the first time she's been doing stuff? She's trusted to walk alone. That's big. That's interesting. So she hasn't tried to escape then? Or is it just... No, she's walking alone. So it's not accompanied by anyone, not a droid, nothing. I mean, granted, I doubt she could escape, but I would assume she would try. So she must have tried, learned she can't, and now is like this. So there has been some time that she's been stuck here. Yeah. Is this an airlock? That's very high security. This lab doubles as a prison for Nala Say, doesn't it? Here we go. What are you using all the blood for? I don't like this. There's so much blood.
Thank you, Omega.
She says Omega quite nicely, doesn't she? Still iffy about you with Tup and Rex, but still, this is kind of nice seeing you like this.
Omega, your sample was taken.
Emery said it was routine.
Anyways, okay, you don't like that. You don't like that it was taken. You erased it. Oh, great. So there is more special stuff about her. Why'd you erase it?
Why are you discarding it?
It is safer this way.
Great. So Omega has other stuff going on with her. She isn't just a female clone that was Nala Say's favourite.
I don't understand. Why did they bring me here?
So Nala Say would work. That's all you are to these people.
The Empire seeks the reproduction of a genetic M count.
Wait.
Experiments on the specimens have yet to yield the desired result.
M count. M count?
You mean the clones?
No, not clone.
What is happening? Are you trying to shove M stuff into clones?
Omega's presence here will only strengthen your efforts. Shall we head to the vault?
Is this Force stuff? Is he trying to... Emperor Palpatine, what are you doing? Or, I mean, it makes... it could be a new army. I mean, but no, he has his whole little... What are they called? Inquisitor things. They've got those things going on. That's his Force army. What are you trying to do with the Force? You're trying to clone... No, you're trying to insert Force stuff into clones. I really don't like this. I don't like this at all. Is that the big project? Or the security? You're trying to clone the amount of Force, the amount M count is midichlorian stuff. So it is trying to clone that biological thing. Technically, it is biological, isn't it? I mean, there's some spiritual aspects. Anakin was conceived immaculately. So, and then he had the highest M count. Are they trying to do something like that? Because Anakin's probably he's missing a lot of body parts right now, so his M count is definitely decreased. Okay, she's still got her free spirit. She's scowling. They haven't broken her. They haven't done anything to her. Great. Love seeing it. Are these the things that are outside in the jungle? Are they, like, using them and breeding them as pets, as, like, guardians? Yes, they're the things that are outside, and they're used as guardians. Oh, they're vicious. You're being sneaky. What are you doing? Ooh, secret pouch. Very good. Love it. She's not broken. She's still free-spirited as ever.
I betcha.
Oh, Batcha! Oh, okay, I love it. She's still not letting go of Bad Batch. Yeah, she's completely fine.
Saved you some of mine.
Oh, okay, she has an attachment to one of these thingies. You won't bite your hand off, will it? Okay, I don't think it has... Is the sort of feeling reciprocated here? Does it like you? You clearly like it.
Better?
It looks rabid.
I'll bring you more tomorrow.
Okay, is that like a pet project that you have? Just having a pet keep you sort of sane here, looking after something? Oh, I hate this. So, wait, are all of these clones being used for the weird M count stuff, or is it other things going on? I'm trying to think, is this all side effects of having midichlorians basically shoved into clones, like artificially?
You shouldn't be down here at all.
How else are we going to plan an escape?
Oh.
And there is no escape. I've already tried.
Every stronghold has a weak point.
Yeah, yes.
Maybe I can convince Emery to help. She's one of us.
Not every clone is your ally.
A little lesson, nice.
Easily.
Trusting easy,
You
yeah.
don't
Yeah,
trust
we do,
him.
okay, we're going with the trusting thing. That was the whole thing with Omega in season 2, are we? His hands are shaking. Is that his side effect?
Crosshair?
Just go.
He seems surprisingly good for what we've seen of the other clones that are being experimented on. I'm hoping that all it is the hands. But yeah, the trust thing was such a big part of season 2. Omega was the moral compass, she saw the best in everything, and now is that changing? Are they actually going to do something with it? No, she's not giving up on Crosshair either. I love you, Omega. That would drive me up the wall. Can you not get that fixed? Counting down the days. Oh, like how the Bad Batch would count down their missions and they'd have that scratched on their walls in their barracks. I didn't actually see how many days it had been. It looked like a couple of weeks, maybe. What is that? Oh, you're hiding the little scratchy toothpick thing. She's making Wrecker's doll. Oh, she's amazing. I love her so much. Oh, Omega. I love her. She's not breaking whatsoever. Even though she's so separated from the Bad Batch, she's not letting go. She's clinging to them. She's not giving up hope that they are coming for her. She's not moving on. She's staying with it. Tap again. That's still not fixed. Can we do something with it, please? It's driving me nuts. Okay. Oh, okay. Time jump. Okay, it's been a while then. That looks maybe a month has gone by. Oh no, more than that. They are in 5s. Okay, been quite a few months then. And we're still doing the same thing. Emery hasn't come to get you. Okay, she has. It's not. I thought maybe she'd got entrusted to go and do everything.
Let's begin.
Oh no, she looks like you now. She's acclimating. Where's your free spirit? You better still have a free spirit. You didn't just show that all off in the first part just to kill it in the second. No, what? No! Look at him! Even if he doesn't meet your eye line. Still doing this? If you're acclimated, what are you going to bring that to Nala Say? Is she going to throw it away still, or are you going to sort of make it go through? She sees it and deletes it. Nala Say has more free spirit than apparently you right now. You're looking different. You look like Emery. What? That blood? Where is that? The clone's blood? They're not taking it for something. They add drops to it. That is creeping me out. How are you here? Do you still have the free spirit with the Batcher? I don't like the haircut. It looks like Emery, and I don't think I like Emery at the minute.
Bitch.
Oh, it's injured. What did that?
Bitch is hurt.
If her wounds do not heal, the subject will be terminated.
They don't care.
I am not a medical droid. It is not part of my programming.
There we go. Free spirit. You don't like that? Come on, come back, Omega. There's a first aid kit right there. How come the droid didn't even see that? Oh dear, he's gonna bite your hand off.
It'll only hurt for a second, so put those teeth away and behave.
I don't understand a word you're saying. It's gonna bite you. It's not biting you.
See? It's not so bad.
Oh, you're not gonna lose your hand. I feel like you're gonna lose your hand. No? Okay, good.
At least she didn't bite me. That's progress, right?
Will you still come down here? Okay, you're not acclimated. You're just pretending.
And stop wasting time on lost causes. Forget the Hound. Forget me.
You're teaching her.
Complete the mission.
Not without you.
The relationship has gotten so much better then.
I wouldn't think twice about leaving you behind.
You wouldn't do that. You're my brother.
I'm not them.
He's got a point, but it's loyalty. You're kind of even at the minute. You got to do something for him, then he'll try and repay it. I mean, actually, no, she's showing a lot of loyalty for just coming down here, what, every day? So that's loyalty. He wouldn't leave you.
Don't risk anything for me. I belong in here.
No, but...
None of us belong in here.
Correct. Is he broken? There's no way they broke him. Maybe he's broken, but Omega can fix him. Okay, back to the night. You better not go to sleep and wake up with another haircut. There's been so much time and this stupid faucet still hasn't been fixed. Okay, still nothing happening with this. Blood is being added to those vials. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. You can hear the faucet.
What's going on?
Are they...
Surprise inspection. Standard procedure.
Oh no, oh no, oh no. Have they seen the doll? Come on, it's just a doll.
We've been over this before, Omega.
Really? Again?
All items are forbidden. I'll dispose of it.
Why?
It is for your own good. Come. We have work to do.
Don't like Emily. I was hoping that she maybe just be working for Hemlock because he's making her, but it seems like she's pretty on board with everything.
The Emperor should be pleased. We accomplished a successful transfer.
You did it.
The M count was severely diminished in the process. If we do not match or exceed the specimen's original count...
Wait. So, okay, so you've managed to clone 4 stuff, but it's weaker than the original. And the only successful way is to do it, match it or exceed it. You want actually to be able to exceed... you want to artificially create a stronger, forced clone.
And we shall soon see if the Emperor is as understanding as I am.
Okay, so Emperor Palpatine, he is trying to do something against the Force thing. The Force decides who has M counts, right? The Force was like for artificially made Anakin. Not artificially, it miraculously made Anakin and gave him the strongest M count ever. Palpatine is basically finding a way to try and make Force-sensitive people where he can control the M count within them. That is insane. That's the whole plan here.
The creature's recent investigated disposition has been deemed a liability.
Disposition? You just got them close to you.
It is protocol.
Oh, come on, fight back, come on, Omega. Open the cage, maybe? I don't know if it would, is it good or bad?
Security alert.
Oh, no. Come on, Omega, remember all your training, it hasn't been too long, you wouldn't have forgotten. Crush him! Okay, that works, but he's still called for security.
Security.
Nice, fine, but how much time do you have? They're gonna come down, see what you've done, and then who knows, you might be terminated. Freedom!
Betcha, come. Now you need to run away.
What did the collar do? Did the collar cause pain or something?
I have to get Crosshair first.
Yes, oh, you could escape. Can you not ride the thing?
Go on. Betcha, go.
Oh, okay, no, I love this thing now. It's making cute sounds. Okay, you saved it, great, but now you're in trouble. I think, is that footsteps?
Breaking the rules, I see.
Yeah. Oh, why are you so silent?
You were gonna terminate her.
And you believe your actions changed that outcome?
Oh, he's awful.
Some rotations ago, one of our shuttles crashed just beyond this mountain.
What, few rotations? That was a while.
No, it was the creatures that roam the jungle. Even our strongest lurker hounds struggle against what's beyond me.
That's not the hounds! What is it?
Only made her vulnerable.
You don't know she won't survive. She deserves a chance.
Okay, battle of intellect, I guess.
Logic of an idealistic child.
If this creature survives, it proves Hemlock wrong, meaning he is flawed and he isn't as smart as he thinks he is.
Perhaps I should return Omega to her room.
Stepping in.
I know. You brought me here to make Nala say cooperate.
Okay, what are you doing?
She won't work for you if you hurt me.
Yeah, no, it's probably works harder if he hurts you.
Your friend in the detention block, however, may not be as fortunate.
Great.
Don't hurt Crosshair. He didn't do anything.
And there we go. Your attachment and he can... Yeah, great.
Actions always have consequences.
Did... Okay, no. So now cross... Okay, so there's like a triple thing going on to make sure Nala say cooperates. You have Omega there to make sure Nala say cooperates. And now to make Omega cooperate, you need to... and Crosshair. So, how can Crosshair... I mean, Crosshair puts up with so much suffering. I don't think he would... Even if Omega did stuff, she wouldn't be able to live with herself, causing him pain. But Crosshair could probably deal with it. What now? It's the night. This is weird.
Go.
What are you doing? I heard a brush sound. Did she return the doll? She did. Interesting. She's not as wicked as she seems. So is that... Is that a cry of pain? What is that? That's pain. The thing's dead. Unlock better not be right. Okay, that's a lot to think about. It's alive! And at the wreckage. Is it sad? Making a lot of noise. You'd have thought the creature, whatever was out here, would come and kill him. Her. But not. And Emery's weird. So, okay, weirdness. ending. Feels like an ending. Yep. Okay, that is a very cool start to the first... Yeah, very cool start to season 3. Right, love that opening episode. So I love that it just follows Omega and dealing with where she's at, because now my mind's just spinning about where Hunter, Wrecker, and Echo are. So they're just somewhere, and Omega has now been here for a long time. So instead of season 2, where it completely just jumped immediately to a couple months, maybe a year later, now we're getting to see it progress. And it makes it so much more impactful and sadder. Because we're seeing the effects that it's having on Omega. And I like that it almost tricked me into thinking she was acclimated, but no, she's fine. And it goes to show that she's adapting and she's learning, just as she did with the Bad Batch. So first off, she was very sort of different. She would still look for Crosshair, trying to meet his gaze. But then after she learned not to do that, just act as everything is normal. Go along with it all. Pretend you have acclimated. Yet still do all your stuff in the background. Love that. The leaky faucet thing feels like a metaphor. Probably haven't understood it, but it's the only thing it's one of the things that stayed very much consistent with what was going on. That thing wasn't changing, and I felt like there's a lot of meaning behind it. There was a lot of shots focusing on it, and I want to understand it. So if there is more information on that, I would love to hear it. Otherwise, it's just an annoying leaky faucet. But I'm sure there's some deeper meaning behind it. But yeah, so biggest part of this is that whatever Palpatine's planning sounds pretty bad. They said M count. I could be. Midichlorian stuff. That's midichlorian stuff. He's trying, and they were talking about trying. They did one successfully. That's the concerning part. They put a clone with M count. They made a clone. Well, no, because What are they using the clones for? They're not. We haven't seen them create a new clone out of this stuff. So they must be put. Where are they getting the M count stuff from? They're using clones. And I would assume they're putting the M count into adult clones. That's kind of terrifying in itself. So you're making adults and just giving them the Force. Apparently it worked. So, well, at least very diminished. But then everyone has diminished stuff. That's what Yoda said. It exists in everything. And so even Hemlock would have a very diminished count of stuff. So when he says success, does that mean alive? But then all the other clones seem kind of alive. I need more clarification of what they're actually doing. Palpatine, this could explain the weather on the planet. Palpatine, he's doing the whole thing, and it's weird Force stuff that would kind of track with just being darker and doing dark Sithy stuff. Is this like what it is? The weather's turned and the planet's turned to a much nastier planet because some weird dark nonsense is going on. He's basically trying to go against the will of the Force by making his own Force-sensitive people with an M count that he controls. So it's no longer random in the sense that you can't have just an Anakin show up who's stronger than anyone else, but he's trying to artificially make Sith, Jedi, Force-sensitive people who have an M count that he can control. And what a way to just dominate him. So he not only has the galaxy, but he now wants... So he's got control of the galaxy, the physical reality. Now he wants control of the Force. That's a bit above and beyond, even for him, to actually want to have that kind of power, to basically say who gets what kind of Force, and actually, I guess, make a recipe for creating future Sith to have more powerful apprentices. Is that what he's going for? Because he has Anakin, and I mean, Palpatine's up there, so surely they're thinking that they need to start looking for a new apprentice. I think apparently I've been told Vader had an apprentice in Legends, Starkiller, I think that was his name. So is that something here? Because there's the natural succession of things. Palpatine, he's kind of ancient and he's kind of, I would assume, and plus he dies soon anyway. So they must be thinking of the next thing. And that's the thing. No, I'm so lost. Are they thinking of the future? They've got to be thinking of the future. They don't know when the Empire's going to fall. We do, but we know that it ends in a good place. This is a new thing that wasn't touched on in the original trilogy, where Palpatine is basically trying to control Force sensitivity. See, the biggest concerning part to me was that he was trying to make a clone that matched and succeeded it. So I guess match is the success that you can... So they couldn't... Does that mean... Oh, dear. If you tried to clone Anakin in Clone Wars, if you tried to clone him, does that mean he wouldn't have his M count? Would that not have worked? Could you not clone a Jedi or a Sith and can still have them be Force sensitive? Does that just not work? Because I guess cloning does go against the natural order of things in the sense that, because we don't know how children get M counts anyway. Luke has an M count from Vader, but he also has it just because he's naturally born. This is very confusing to me. Very confusing. I'm kind of lost here. Feels like this is definitely just the intro of whatever Palpatine's planning to do here. It doesn't make sense to me because he's got his little army that he's already got in the works with the Inquisitors, so he has a Force army that is at his control. The only thing I can think of is that he wants Vader's apprentice, or he's trying to make an apprentice more powerful than Anakin. Because I guess maybe, in my mind, he probably doesn't like the will of the Force, and he probably wants to control the will of the Force because he's an egomaniac and wants all that kind of control and that level of power. So instead of just using Anakin, who was Force created and given the strongest M count, he wants to try and go, oh no, I can do it better. I'm going to make an apprentice that has an even higher M count, that wasn't conceived by the Force, and that I just made. That feels like something very much Palpatine would do. Okie dokie, well, this episode definitely brought the show in a direction I was not prepared for, in the sense that this show was like clone focused. It felt very, it didn't feel Jedi related. It felt normal in that sense. It was dealing with normal biological people that didn't have that connection to the weird spiritual aspect of all the Star Wars stuff. Now we're going back into it with this whole Force nonsense and getting closer to Palpatine's plan and what he's doing here. So he's not just trying to mess with the clones, but he's using them as guinea pigs. They're still meaningless to him. He's just using them to try and clone Force midichlorian counts, which is an absolute nightmare to think about. Definitely makes more sense now why Nala Se considered it impossible. That makes me assume that it was impossible to actually clone a Jedi and still have them retain Force sensitivity then, because it must have been tried in the past. There's no way they didn't think about, there's no way no one thought about trying to just create a Force-sensitive army by cloning a bunch of Jedi. That seems like something that's pretty obvious. I mean, Jedi probably had more respect for it. Sith probably... No, could this be the first time they tried to clone this? I feel like Jedi would have had more respect not to do it. Kaminoans might have just tried it and tried to experiment with it in their own little secret way. They probably got DNA or maybe a hair off Obi-Wan Kenobi and tried to clone him like that. Maybe they tried it with Tyrannus and it still didn't produce maybe not a functioning clone that even had Force sensitivity. Because Nala Se said it was impossible. That means it must have been tried before. Because to say impossible means she's certain that she must have tried it and it just didn't work. And now it has not only proven her wrong, but it's worked in a way that's created a something with a diminished M count. It weirds me out that we actually haven't seen it. And what are they doing to try and boost this whole thing? They're cloning midichlorians. My understanding is that midichlorians are little biological creatures that come from the well of the Force, which Yoda went to with the priestesses, and they just flourish into the galaxy. They latch onto everything, rocks, plants, planets, people, and the more you have, the more a sentient thing has, the more Force it just can use. It can manipulate other midichlorians. So in that sense, it can stretch out, because would you describe midichlorians as a hive mind then? Is that sort of, when you stretch out your hand to move an object, you're using the midichlorians within you to communicate to the midichlorians in the object to then lift up. Is that what is that what it kind of is? Because then if it is a biological entity, it technically can be cloned. But that feels weird, because I feel like midichlorians is a fixed number. Because you have them go in, it's the well of the Force. You have them come out of that and I guess return to it when things die. So it seems like it's a cycle. So they go in, they come out, that's it. To clone it would be to add more to that number. And it feels like it's an energy. They can't be created or destroyed, but now you are creating it. It seems like a giant, complete travesty of nature, which would explain the climate of the planet changing so drastically to just now a giant thunderstorm. I mean, what are the consequences to this kind of thing? Would the Force try and do something? Because yes, it tried to create Anakin to balance the Force, which it eventually does, but now it's done something so, I'd assume, irreversible. Palpatine has basically added to the universal M count. But then taking a smaller look at this episode. So you have Omega, who's going about all of this. She isn't acclimating, which I'm loving it. She's learning and adapting just as she did with the Empire. Yeah, I love her so much. She's such a cool character in the sense that she can just thrive in any environment and sort of still stay true to herself in that way. She's not becoming like Emery. The hairstyle, yes, it's close, but she's still retaining who she is. She's not losing herself. She still has that fight, and she's learning when to fight, which is something I think was needed in Season 2, because in Season 2 it focused so much on when something happened, she was the moral compass. She was pointing them in the right direction to always do the right thing. Now she's waiting, and she's thinking about when is the right time to act and do stuff, which I absolutely love that it sort of happened, and it happened without Hunter, Wrecker, Echo. She's doing it on her own. Also, we finally get to see Crosshair again, and he's not in the best state. So I do like that he's teaching Omega. So we've had that, basically all the Bad Batch have been teaching her in some way. Wrecker taught her explosives. Hunter is basically her dad. Echo, I think, did he teach her? I'm guessing he would have taught her, it makes sense. Tech was her tutor with flying, with just in season 2. And now Crosshair is teaching her about battle strategy and that sort of thing, and just when to act, and I guess loyalty and trust, which everything they've taught Omega comes from sort of their intrinsic qualities. It is what Omega was missing through season 2. It was her missing sort of when to do the right thing. Crosshair is teaching her to be patient. But yeah, also just thinking of Crosshair, he seems a lot better than the rest of the clones. He seems kind of okay. That one shot where she was going through the hallways, before she had the Emery haircut, we saw one clutching his head, one visibly shaking quite ferociously, and Crosshair, he just has the hand shaking. So there's a little thing going on with his nerves, but other than that, he seems okay, at least physically. And mentally, he seems kind of fine. He's talking with her kind of okay. But it's been a couple months now that they've been on this planet. And that is shocking that he's stayed this way. But now, I guess that probably is what Hemlock intended. He knew that Omega goes to Crosshair. He didn't stop it, instead he's using it. So he's not doing the worst things possible to Crosshair so that he can keep leverage on Omega. Nala Se also sets up some interesting secret weirdness as well, because she's erasing Omega's DNA sample. That is concerning, because if she was just a regular old clone, why not do it? Why not put her in there? They're not, because they're not experimenting on Emery, so I doubt they'd experiment on Omega. They can't. So putting the blood sample of Omega into the thing isn't so that they can test her DNA with the M count. It's so it would be to, she's not part of the pool of subjects that they use it on. That's not what they're doing. They are, what are they? Are they like testing for compatibility? Is that what they're doing? But then if they are, it should have come back, the computer should say that no, they're not compatible with the M count, and then they don't test it. Seems like they're still testing it, even if the computer says no. So the computer can't be saying anything, it's just scanning their DNA, maybe it's recording information about it, and they're learning from all the clones' DNA strands. But they're all identical. So I don't get how that's... I'm very confused with the science of all of this. And just the fact that Omega is being kept hidden from it is like red flags to me. It means that she's something different. There's secrets that Nala Se is trying to keep from Hemlock, from all of that, and she's trying to keep Omega safe. So obviously there's something inside of her genetic makeup that would be useful to the Empire. That leaves my mind to believe that she might end up being the key to M-count stuff, which would be an absolute nightmare. That would link back to season 1 though. What they was oh dear. Nala Se and Lama Su were talking about like a super clone. It was like a next stage of a project. I assumed that could be what Omega was. She had super awareness, and I thought maybe she had all the sort of abilities that the Bad Batch had. I was told that was wrong, and we have seen she definitely doesn't have Wrecker's strength. So is she instead something specific to this? It would link how to Nala Se knew that it was impossible to do this stuff, meaning she tried cloning midichlorians before. But now, then you have Omega, who's just weird. Is she somehow related to all of this? Okay, giving my head a break from the whole M-count-ness, you have Emery, who, like what she... so she's very a stern, strict person, obviously. She would have been under Hemlock's thrall for a while. So I imagine, right now I'm thinking she's what Omega could become. That's like what it's in my head. We don't know where she was during the war. She was just sent elsewhere. Then Hemlock found her. And he employed her, she worked for him, she dealt with his whatever, abuse, whatever. But she still has a strong sort of a character. The way Hemlock was talking to Omega at the end, she still stepped in, she spoke up. She isn't diminished, she feels closer to Hemlock than she does to the rest of the clones. In sort of the hierarchy of authority there. So he definitely sees her as someone different to the clones. But then she also had a sense of compassion towards the end. She returned Omega's doll. That is like a big deal there. So no one's allowed any personal possessions, probably not even her, yet she has now developed an attachment to Omega and has returned the doll to her. And to comfort her and make her feel better. So she has that desire to make Omega feel good. I hope there's no ulterior motive to that. Is there a reason why you need Omega to feel good? I doubt it. Even if Omega feels bad, Nala Se is still going to work for Hemlock. So I'm hoping that is sort of a purity to Emery because she's a clone. But of course, I said you can't trust every clone. It's coming from him. That's like saying something. But yeah, Emery is weird. Emery is definitely weird. I want to see the good in people, but I just don't. So I always have that paranoia that everything has an ulterior motive. But Emily, it seems like they're setting up that she does have a goodness inside of her. And there maybe is something that Hemlock is doing that's stopping her from doing this. Like, why is she here? Why is she working for Hemlock? What is her history? There's definitely more going on with her than meets the eye, and I'm hoping that gets explored, because she's the only other female clone we've seen. So it would be nice if Omega has that kind of person to relate to. Okay, then we have the stuff with Batcher, the weird dog thing that Omega's formed an attachment with. Very cute creature, now that I think about it, and also very vicious. Amazing combination. And so that sets some weird stuff up at the end, which is concerning to me. It survived, which, first off, it creates a cool thing with Hemlock. Hemlock was so certain that it was going to die. He based his whole process around it. It wouldn't survive in the wild, so kill it. That's basically a lot of what we as humans do with creatures. If it can't survive in the wild, you put it down, which is a sad thing. So Hemlock is going along with that thing, and he was so certain, and then Omega challenged it. She said that Batcher would survive, and that creates an intellectual battle between the two. It proves that Omega was right, seeing the thing at the end, outside of the perimeter, with the dead ship. So it's okay, it's alive, and it's outside of the place. But this also sets up a lot of questions about this other creature that we're being told about. I'm kind of assuming that it's fake now. I think that thing is just not even real. It might be a robot sent to kill any outsiders, and that they keep... That could be what Emery is saying. Hemlock is convinced this entire facility that the outside of this planet is hostile. Everything is for show. It's some kind of weird robot that he set up to kill anything that lands outside of it, and that's why he hung up the call. Because he knows that it might give off a robotic sound. Maybe if the clones fight back, they might kill it. But maybe he has a bunch out there, so he knows that they wouldn't survive. But any sound that could come back could give it away. That could leave all the staff of this place to realise that they're being kept here, hostage, by a threat that isn't even real. And it is just created by Hemlock. Because for the creature not to go after the Hound means it's selective. It only went after the clones. Not the clones, the troopers. No, they'd be troopers now. I think I would assume by now the Empire's done with clones. They've shipped them all off to Hemlock to be experimented on. They've reached their usefulness. Every trooper we see now is an actual, not stormtrooper, because that's still getting up and running. These are just people, troopers, not clones. Clones are still people, but you know what I mean. Yeah, definitely thinking this creature is fake, or there's something up with it, because the Hound, Batcher, survived. That is interesting. So I would love it if Hemlock can be exposed in that way, and then the whole place could turn against him. You've lied to us. You've kept us here against our will. That could mean Emery might turn on him too. That would be great. Then also, we did not see the bad... I can't say we didn't see the Bad Batch, because we did see the Bad Batch. Omega and Crosshair are part of the Bad Batch. What I mean to say is we didn't see Hunter, Wrecker, or Echo in this episode, which again, completely fine, but it just makes my mind spin about thinking what they're doing. It has been months. They must be so worried about Omega and what she's gotten up to, and that just feels very painful to me. I kind of like that they structured the episode in this way, that you see time just pass by, that Omega has been in this place, and you're not seeing Hunter and Wrecker. That just lets your mind spin about what on earth they're thinking. What are they doing? How is their fight going that they're trying to find her? It almost feels hopeless in that way. You're just thinking the worst. Like, all this time is going by, and are they getting any closer? What's happening with them? Like, they still got so much to deal and, like, process through. Their whole pursuit for Crosshair, their pursuit for Omega, Tech's disappearance, all of that is happening, and yet we have nothing on them. So you'd have gone all this time from season 2 to 3, and you don't even get to see where these characters are at. Now you have to wait again to find out what they're doing, and it just makes you so paranoid for what is going on with them. Then lastly, I think this episode just did an absolute testament to the series itself. The way it's setting up this little storyline with the Force stuff links back to so much. The weird super clone in season 1, the Zillo Beast, because I'm assuming that is definitely Force sensitive now. It wasn't just that it hated Palpatine, it could sense he was a Sith. So they're going with that sort of thing, and maybe that's why the Zillo Beast we saw in that one episode was so evil and deranged, because it didn't have the Force in it. It was a clone. That's what it is. They tried to clone the Zillo Beast and sort of carry over the midichlorians. It didn't work, so you're left with a shell of a vicious creature, whereas the original Zillo Beast had an M count and could sense things and was intelligent and smart and sort of... It did the right thing in the sense that it was going after the Sith. The clone from it doesn't have any midichlorians, and therefore it is not connected to the Force, and it is just a savage killing machine. That is what it is. It wasn't that they cloned Jedi, it's because they've been cloning Zillo Beast, and the effects of it are just not there. It is just not the same Zillo Beast. because it doesn't have the M count. They weren't able to clone the midichlorians. Yeah, this episode is absolutely amazing in how much it sort of brings everything together. And this is only the start of the season. It did so much, and there's another, I think this season has like one less than the other 2 seasons. So it's got 14 episodes left. I can't imagine what it's going to get into, and I cannot wait to see it all. This episode was absolutely insane. Techniques it used. Loved the music of this. It feels so creepy and somber and quite sad, because at times going by, you're seeing all this and it feels hopeless. And I love what it's doing. But yeah, the little lore implications this episode gave, absolutely astounding. There's so many connections you could jump to, yet it's still making your head spin about what is actually going on. We can from this episode, you can patch up the little pieces of stuff we've gotten in the past, and you can catch up to where everything is now. It's just, what is the end goal of all of this? What is Palpatine trying to do? He has his Force army with Inquisitors, so what left is trying to control who gets the Force. That's what he's after. He had the Inquisitors, I'm assuming, are taken from children. That was what it seemed like in Clone Wars, and now that's just not enough for him. He wants to control who gets the Force, and then he wants to employ them or enslave them. That's his thing. That's insane. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I really enjoyed this episode, and I cannot wait to see what the rest of this season brings. So I will see you in the next one for Season 3, Episode 2. See ya!